Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a city in our region kicks off a sweet week of celebration, inviting everyone to try some delicious desserts. And over in Western Kentucky, an annual outdoor event is held that is perfect for the fall season.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you, 6:32 on this Tuesday morning, Monday 2.0, and it certainly feels like a Monday here. Let's head over to meteorologist Cameron Aaron for a look at our forecast this morning. And Cameron, certainly something you're watching out for this morning is fog.
Yeah, that's the big story this morning. So if you are heading out the door, heading to work or school, be sure to pack the patience and just use caution because we are looking at some pretty dense fog in some places. One of those places is I-75 in Rockcastle County over at Mount Vernon. We are looking at a traffic backup in this location. So if you're heading out in this way, just be sure to take it slow and take it easy because we are looking at some pretty dense fog in some places. Down to zero visibility in Prestonsburg and Pikeville, 1 mile in Harlan and Middlesboro, and 1 mile also in Ashland. Those temperatures, they are chilly as you wake up, upper 30s, lower 40s, 37 in Hazard, 39 for Prestonsburg, 45 in Jackson, and 43 in Somerset. The good news, temperatures are going to rebound pretty nicely by this afternoon. Upper 60s, close to 70 in spots, and up on Pinpoint Doppler, we are dry, and that dry weather will continue through tonight and as we get into this afternoon as well. Temperatures will warm up into the middle and upper 60s. We stay dry under plenty of sunshine, but we are tracking a cold front to work through the region by Friday and the weekend, and that could bring a few showers by Friday. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Dakota.
We have some breaking news out of Rockcastle County right now. On a post on Facebook, Brindle Ridge Volunteer Fire Department says its units are responding to a car crash on I-75, and units are controlling traffic at the exit 62 northbound on-ramp. And of course, we'll try to get much more information on this. A Southern Kentucky paramedic suffered serious injuries when the ambulance she was in collided with a pickup truck during a run. She was among 5 people hurt in the crash at a busy Monticello intersection in Wayne County. The EMS director says the temporary loss of a truck and crew is difficult, but as Phil Pendleton reports, there's been a lot of support to help them.
This is something EMS crews face during every run.
Anytime, we get a call, it's always the dangers of being in an accident, especially when we're doing emergency calls.
Saturday night, a routine patient run to Lexington was anything but when police say a pickup truck T-boned the ambulance. Quarter says the ambulance had lights and sirens on and had slowed to enter the intersection of Kentucky 90 and North Main Street.
We're not barred from it. The lights and sirens does not keep us from being in an accident.
All 3 in the ambulance, the driver, patient, and paramedic, were hurt. The paramedic suffered a broken vertebrae and a brain bleed, but is now stable.
I hope she continues to do this line of work, but you never know.
Crashes involving ambulances have been common in the state of Kentucky. According to state police statistics, there were 1,200 both last year and the year before that involving emergency vehicles. In fact, Wayne County had this exact same thing happen about 10 years ago to this ambulance. The crash has Wayne County EMS down a crew and a truck at a time when replacing a truck is difficult and expensive.
Used to, we could do an ambulance remount, which is putting the box onto a new chassis and refurbishing the box for around $90,000. Within the last couple of years, that has gone up tremendously to $200,000.
Porter says the crash has them down, but surrounding agencies have stepped up to help. In Wayne County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, both the driver of the truck that crashed into the ambulance and passenger were taken to a local hospital for treatment. A former Kentucky state representative will now serve time in prison. A district judge sentenced Robert Goforth to 2 years and 1 month in federal prison for health care fraud and money laundering. He also has to pay $2.7 million in restitution and $10,000 in fines. Court testimony revealed he has paid more than $1 million in restitution. In May, he admitted that the Clay County pharmacy he owned billed insurance companies along with Medicare and Medicaid for prescriptions customers did not pick up. Goforth resigned from his seat in the Kentucky House in August last year. At the time, he He was facing domestic violence charges. A former Scott County coroner is avoiding time in jail from recent state charges. John Goebel pleaded guilty to perjury last month. Monday morning, a judge sentenced Goebel to probation. Goebel was arrested back in 2017 for his part in a scheme to illegally buy and sell Kentucky State Police guns and ammo. He was also charged in federal court and pleaded guilty to one count of conspiracy to defraud the United States. Fred Peters, Goebel's attorney, hopes the final chapter for Goebel won't tarnish the record of service he gave to the community.
You know, he had a very long career of public service in the police department and the coroner's office, and I hope he won't be judged about what happened at the end. He's done a lot of good for this community. He was involved for a long time, but it's all over now.
Well, Goebel was sentenced to 12 months of house arrest and two years of probation for the federal crimes he committed. The communications director for the Wayne County school system in West Virginia says school resource officers received reports of suspicious activity involving a white van. The van has reportedly been spotted at public places on and near school property. Wayne County school officials published a public safety notice on the van. The school district says both the Wayne County Sheriff's Department and school resource officers are monitoring the situation. A school district in our region is sounding the alarm on vapes in its schools. We talked with district staff members who say they want to educate students and parents on the dangers and how easily students can become addicted. In just one day, Wolfe County Schools staff took 7 vapes away from students.
It's extremely alarming what is in these vapes, and you know, we need to alert parents, we need to alert students, we need to alert the community.
Superintendent Kenny Bell says before the pandemic, they saw students using vapes. He says it died down when students went to virtual learning, but now it is picking back up.
We want all of our kids to make good decisions that for later in life that doesn't have consequences. It's hard when you're a teenager or young kid to see way down the road and the effects that this is going to have on your health.
A school resource officer tells me it goes beyond students vaping. He worries about what could be inside of them, like a student buying a vape laced with fentanyl or meth without knowing, showing how easy it is to take apart a vape.
Drug dealers are getting smart these days. So at this point that we're in, squeeze that juice out. You can go to the dollar store, you can go to Save-A-Lot, pick up one common household item. I can put my meth, I can put my fentanyl, I can put heroin, whatever type of drug that I'm trying to relate to the school, to the kids.
He says this can be an issue if students pass a laced vape around, saying when they buy a new vape, it will not give them the same high as the laced one.
Any point in time, I or Flea you could lace this, and now you've got to have my vape. A normal vape just won't get it for you. That's how serious this is.
Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News. Well, the superintendent says the county is partnering with the health department in the coming weeks in an educational program called Catch My Breath to help stop vaping. The city of Corbin kicked off its first ever dessert week yesterday. 11 restaurants are participating in the event, selling everything from cake to ice cream. Some restaurants have one option, others have multiple. Corbin Tourism Director Maggie Monholland says this event allows any type of restaurant to participate, and chefs in the area get the chance to think outside of the box.
So this week enables them to participate with their own culinary creation.
Corbin Dessert Week will continue through Saturday, and although there is no vote in this event for the best dessert, officials encourage people to share their sweet treat on social media. Kentucky's Hank the Horse is a quarterfinalist in America's Favorite Pet contest, and you can help him win. We have a link to vote over on our website. Voting is open through October 13th. Hank is the namesake for the organization For Hank's Sake. The nonprofit uses horses to inspire and encourage children. And if Hank wins, the organization gets $10,000 and a feature in In Touch magazine. Over in Bowling Green, it wouldn't be fall without the annual Scarecrow Trail at Lost River Cave. And the park's 11th annual trail is looking to be the biggest yet, with more than 95 scarecrows. All the scarecrows are provided by local businesses and friends of the Lost River Cave in the hopes of winning bragging rights and some gear. This year, though, there's been a change to the voting.
So typically people could go in the gift shop and vote, but this time we put the voting online. It will last through the entire Scarecrow Trail, so voting is October 1st through the 23rd, and the winners will be announced on Halloween.
And to place your vote or for more information on the Scarecrow Trail, you can visit lostrivercave.org/scarecrow.
Well, we are starting to get some daylight over at UVA-Wise. Looking at a clear sky this morning, those temperatures are chilly, down to 37 in this location. But the big story this morning is the dense fog. Many locations waking up to zero visibility, like Pikeville and Logan over towards Williamsburg, waking up to some dense fog. So please use caution as you head to work or school. You'll also need the jacket as you step out the door this morning because temperatures are chilly, upper 30s, lower 40s, 42 for Manchester and 39 over in London. The good news, temperatures are going to warm up into the upper 60s later on today as we stay dry under plenty of sunshine. Dakota.
All right, Cameron, thank you so much. The time is 6:42. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning. The CDC lifts yet another COVID guideline involving international travel. Stay with us. More news is on the way next.